Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Another day, another Christmas for Manchester United fans, all going off again. Just to catch up, let you know what we're going to be talking about. Get your comments as well. Will Hughes this morning from Derby potentially coming to United. I'll explain that one in a moment. Who else? Lozano, he's even commenting now how great it is that United are going to sign him. But first of all, let's start off with the big one. I'm worried about this because I don't think it's going to happen, but I think I'm going to get the name right. And when I got Mkhitaryan right, it happened. So Blaise Matuidi, did I get it right? PSG, French, scored for France last night against Iceland, plays for PSG since 2011. Massive, I think Goal leaked it, and then the Manchester Evening News sensed a bit of clickbait, so they put it out as well, basically saying that Matuidi had been given permission by the French national team to come to England today, as long as he was back by 6 p.m. to sort a deal out. Turns out it wasn't true. He was sat having his dinner, beans on toast with Schneiderlin and Martial. He never even left the French training squad. But suddenly people got really excited about it. I'd say probably from what I read, 70% of Manchester United fans wanted him to be coming to us. No real inclination that it was it. It could have been City. It could have been Arsenal, Chelsea. Personally, I'm going to be honest and say he doesn't rock my boat. I'd rather get Kante. The reason is I would rather get Pogba, obviously, but I suppose they're all French, so let's talk about them. Oh, yeah. Paul Pogba, Kante at Leicester, Matuidi, PSG. Matuidi would be, funnily enough, my third choice. For those who don't know a lot about him, he's very much a defensive midfielder, really, very energetic, but can play in a lot of positions. He's a good carrier of the ball. He makes decent runs. He's, like I said, very, very hard-working, very good in the tackle. But the thing that puts me off about him is he is 29 years of age. We've got enough players who are approaching that 30 or in their early 30s. And what are we going to pay for him as well? PSG are going to want a decent price for him. Kante is about 4 years younger. He's Premier League proven. I argued with somebody about this today. I think Premier League is proven is so important. It's no guarantee that you can, I think Zlatan will do well in the Premier League. I'm not saying just because you're Premier League proven you're better, but with Kante, you know what you're getting. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Prefer Fosu Mensah get chance going to be a beast, says Craig. I think that's a very, very good point. Superb point. I think Fosu Mensah is better than Matuidi. And he's not somebody that, like I said, really gets me going. I had a little look at him myself. Obviously, I've seen him play a few times, but just a little bit about his statistics. 5'10", and as I said, been at PSG since 2011. But essentially, he's very good at tackling. He's very hard working. He makes good runs. He's very energetic. You can stick him in a defensive midfield position and he'd do really well. But as Craig said there, Fosu Mensah's better than Matuidi on the ball. I heard somebody saying today, Fellaini's a better passer of the ball than him. I think that's harsh, really harsh. But he's not bad. He's not bad, but there's better out there. And I think Fosu Mensah's better. So I wouldn't, I think we're getting lost in this let's sign players for the hell of it. I firmly believe that Schneiderlin, Schneiderlin, Memphis and Herrera have been really suppressed under Louis van Gaal, and they've got so much more to give, and I want to see them give it. Like Luke Shaw, I think they'll be like new signings. We don't need to go and buy 8 players. We've got a lot of players that will be better this season, and I think Matuidi, is he better than Schneiderlin? I'm not convinced. Is he better than Herrera? I'm not convinced. Is he better than Fosu Mensah? I'm not convinced. If you bring Kante in, yeah, I'm happy with that. You bring Pogba in, I'm very happy. But Matuidi, for me, he didn't rock my boat. Nicky Collis is saying Pogba isn't coming to United. And Mourinho said that he will not sign anyone from the Portuguese league. Obviously, something going on in the comments there. 2 good midfielders in Manolas. Mkhitaryan, Football Skills HD is talking about him. We've got a totally separate video set for Mkhitaryan when he signs. It could happen any time. It could happen while we're on air. It might happen later on tonight. It could happen tomorrow. My thought with that is that he's passed the medical. I think we were expecting it around 8 o'clock. Mourinho, exciting day tomorrow. His first press conference at 11 o'clock. We'll be reacting to that straight afterwards as well. Surely Mkhitaryan will be signed before Mourinho, but if he's not going to be tonight, I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. Mkhitaryan hasn't been announced. Anybody who's watching us live, the trolls try to do this, and the trolls are going to get exterminated because he hasn't been announced. And if it is announced while we're on air, I will let you know. Ross Harrington asking about the show on the youth. It is going to happen. There's just so much going on about Ross at the moment. We've got to ride with it. So, yeah, Matuidi, not for me. A lot of you have gone very quiet about that, and you're talking about Pogba again. Let's talk about somebody else. This is an interesting one. Will Hughes at Derby. He's been quite well known for a long time. Let me get his right about his age. Yeah, he turned 21 in April. I thought he was still 20. He's 6'1", which surprised me because what I know of Will Hughes, and again, I haven't seen loads of him, but seen a little bit of Championship football, and Derby are a decent side. But I thought he was like a bit of a tricky winger, very good at passing, very quick at dribbling and everything like that. But he's not. He's 6'1". He's not particularly fast. He's not particularly strong for somebody who's that big. But he's got very, very good passing ability, creativity. Still growing as a player. Like I said, he's only just turned 21. He's had a lot of football with in the Championship with Derby. He had a bad knee injury where he was out for 8 months. Why Manchester United after him? Again, he's not going to be a first-team player, but essentially this story sort of comes from the fact that, Lloyd Hamilton's saying Will Hughes is overhyped. I think he regressed a bit. He was going to be the next big thing. As Sam says, he's actually very good. I think the injury sort of set him back a bit. But we're looking for to boost our English quota, which I think is really sad. It's the sort of thing you'd expect from Man City, really, that they've got to go and buy English players. It's worrying that we might need to be going to buy people like Will Hughes just to boost our English quota or British quota. That really does worry me because we've never had that problem before. You look at Man City over the years with their Milners and their Scott Sinclairs. We don't want to be buying sort of players like that. Ryan Gould says, Matty, you play too much FIFA. I think somebody mentioned him. Will Hughes is slow, says Michael William. That's my problem. I don't like pace. Will Hughes was linked with Liverpool. He's like a modern-day central midfielder, says Abdul. He's technically very, very good. But I just don't know. I don't fancy that deal at all. I'd rather we went and spent 30, 40 million on Ross Barkley. At least he's pacey, and I think we could develop him. But what I wanted to say as well is that Mourinho, which we mentioned on one of the shows previously, is that people are getting worried about the amount of people we're going to sign. He's got a way of signing players and then sending them out on loan. So we might sign more players than we were expecting this summer and see a few going out on loan. Will Hughes was good a few years ago, says the United stand he's only just turned 21. Let's give him a little bit. But I don't think we get him very cheap, and I don't think he's going to be a first-team player. So for me, it's a no, but, an interesting one to watch. Thoughts on Mata leaving to Everton, Paul Logie? We will touch on that in a minute because I want to take some of the questions. Hazardous 1-5. Mark, do you think we'll end up signing a centre-back? Definitely. Obviously, Chris Smalling's got a big gash on his eyebrow. I was touching it there. I nearly said leg. Food poisoning fell over is what we're hearing. We were hearing surfing this morning. He's out in Bali, but he's got a nasty, nasty cut on his eye there. Well, we got 3 weeks till the start of the season. It shouldn't be an issue, but heading the ball is an issue for a centre-back. So hopefully that won't be too bad. Any news on Manolas? He hasn't signed a new contract yet, Sandeep. I'm fingers crossed hoping. 1 minute videos is saying Varane. Mark, there is sink issues. I'm getting fed up of this. I'm fed up of the sink issues, and I do apologise for it. I thought I'd sorted it out. I know what the problem is. It will be sorted for tomorrow night, so I apologise for that. Manolas is shite, says Clark Clent. He really isn't. Superman. Smalling got the food from Phil Jones. We don't need Manolas, says Lewis Smith. We need a centre-back, Lewis. I hope you're not saying that. We need a centre-back. Well, we've got Bailly, Jones, Rohu, Chris Smalling. I mean, it's not good enough, and Daley Blinn's not good enough. Manchester United 10 says Lozano is a good future starter. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Lozano. As we've been mentioning for a few days now, lots of things coming out. It seems to be coming more and more. Even his club is saying that they're in dealings with United, but it won't happen till after the Olympics. He's going to turn 21 at the end of July, Hirving Lozano. Mexican. Cameos in the Copa America is basically what I've seen, but very, very good. And he's meant to be Mexico's next big thing. Huge support in Mexico for Manchester United. I think it'd be great if we brought him in. I like the sound of him. I like the look of him. The fact that he's hardworking, he's very fast. He likes to dribble the ball. He's got a great cross on him. He can play on either the right or the left. He's not a first-team player. He's somebody who comes over, ingratiates him into the squad, and then let's see where he can go. Maybe League Cup, Europa League, and then second half of the season, we can go with that. There is sinking issues, fully aware about it. Apologies, but such is life. Jose loaned out 18 players last year. Memphis needs more chances, Marks. Bonucci, says Nicholas. Bonucci isn't going to happen. He's not going to leave. I mean, look at what's happened with Darmian. Defenders just do not work well in the Premier League. Rory McMahon, saying Matuidi is a powerful runner and midfielder, which we don't have. It's too slow in there, no runners from deep. Mourinho is going to change that, and also I think Craig said at the very start, Fosu Mensah can do this job. I don't rate Matuidi technically as the sort of player that we should be signing. Manchester United players should be good on the ball, should be able to get in the box and score goals. I don't just want somebody who's, the whole job is just tackling. Although Kante is pretty much like that, isn't he? But Matuidi doesn't do it for me. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. If United signed Godin or defence, would hardly let any in. A lot of people do like Godin. Gary's been mentioned as well, hasn't he? Hazardous 1-5 again. Mark, do you think Mourinho will give everyone in the squad a chance during pre-season? I hope not. I don't want to see Fellaini given a chance. I don't want to see Rojo given a chance. I think they've had enough chances. Tim OJ says Matuidi's first tour is awful. I think he's talking about his first touch. It is awful. Him and Rooney will be good mates. That's what we know. We don't want, we can carry Rooney. That's fine. But we don't want anybody else. Yanasai, very good point, Viniek. It's in the Sun. The Sun's about as credible as the Manchester Evening News. Basically saying that Yanasai is going to say to Mourinho, if you don't give me first team football, I'm off. Obviously, as United fans, our reaction to that is, see you, Adnan, because that's not the way any footballer should deal with it. I don't suspect there's any truth in that. I think it's just paper talking. You've got to be really careful at the moment. There's a lot of rubbish going out there. But Yanasai loan, maybe last chance saloon loan, but we can't afford to be giving him games like we did last season. Any news about Adam Unis, says Yassin? Very nearly did a video on him over the weekend, but it seems to have gone very quiet. And the last thing I'd heard is, and I do like him again, right midfielder, very quick, doing pretty well for Bordeaux. Be a brilliant young player to bring into Manchester United. Personally, I'd prefer Lozano, but I'd be happy with either. But it's gone quiet, and the last I'd heard is that we got Mkhitaryan, we weren't in for him anyway. Who's to say we won't get Unis, Lozano, get both of them and put one out on loan? That's what I'm trying to get. That's the sort of thing Mourinho has done in the past. I wouldn't be opposed to that, buying up some talent, loaning them out. What's wrong with it? As long as we're bringing the youth through as well. Suzuka, Seamus Coleman to United. I'd love that to happen. Nicholas Bent. Sorry, Nicholas, I can't get your surname. Stones transfer died. Well, they want 50 million. I don't think we should pay that. I would be happy with Stones coming to United, but I think City are on a mission to get him. Will Valencia be here next season, says Daniel Cunningham. Very interesting. Mark Lozano is too small and lightweight. I've seen him play very often. He's good in South America, not Europe, says Mix Gaming. Well, he's not small. He's 5'10". I mean, if you've seen him play a lot, then you know more than me, Mix, and I'm not going to say wrong. But from what I've seen, hard-working, 5'10", very quick, very good on either side. I'd give him a shot. I would give him a go. Sel Jones, can't stand him, says Amstar. Yep, I would let him go. Not because I can't stand him, just because he's injury prone and he never will move past that. Somebody's saying that he's 5'8", actually. We'll have to get a tape measure out, talking about Lozano. Phil Jones is only about 1 foot because he spends all his time lying down injured. Even I like that one. Come on, I liked that one. City can have Stones, another Rodwell. Well, he will be if he goes to City. I agree with you, Suzuka. Anthony HD would like Rudiger, to be honest. Yeah, good call. I think, the 3 things I posted up on the Twitter account, we do it at 11 o'clock every day. 3 Manchester United news, basically, the 3 big stories of what is the morning so far. One of them was that, what was it? Well, I know 2 of them. I'm trying to think what the first one was. Mkhitaryan was potentially going to happen today. Jose Mourinho's first press conference tomorrow, which I'm really excited for, and Schweinsteiger injured knee again, which is really disappointing because he actually played well for Germany against Italy. Went into extra time, comes out of it, he's got another knee injury. As you'll know, I'm a massive Schweinsteiger fan. I criticise Van Gaal about a lot of things, but I would never criticise him for taking the Schweinsteiger gamble. I thought it was well worth it. I'm starting to think now that, is he going to retire? Is he going to go and earn a bit of money in China or America? I'm starting to think that might be the way forward because he's just not going to be there enough, is he? And it's really sad, but I think that's what I think about Schweinsteiger. What do I think about Darmy in 1 minute videos? I think give him a chance. I think he falls into that Schneiderlin Memphis category. Give him a chance under a real manager. Skittlebomb will be doing a predicted lineup if these deals go through, Mark. Yes, I'm sure we will do. Schweini was a gamble, says Ross Harrington. Well worth it due to the small fee. Fabinho, somebody just mentioned there. Yeah, that's on the radar as well. I've got a funny feeling that could happen from Monaco. Anybody who doesn't know about Fabinho, 6'1" or 2", I think. He's only about 21, 22. Very fast right back at Monaco. He's had 2 good seasons there. He can play in a multitude of positions. He can play defensive midfielder, funnily enough, centre back because he's very tall, but he predominantly is a right back. He's been part of a Monaco team that's been very, very good defensively. He can get forward and put a cross in. The only bad thing is he's never had an assist in his whole bloody time at Monaco, which is a bit disappointing, but we can always work on that. So Fabinho could happen. It's got that George Mendes link. George Mendes needs to up his game a bit because Raiola's doing fantastic. He's given us Mkhitaryan, Zlatan, and maybe Pogba, and Matuidi's another of his clients. George Mendes, the one I said that was going to be the one, is not. Mark Lozano is 5'8". Okay, he's lost 2 inches since we've gone on air. Still taller than Phil Jones, 1 foot because I've done it. Taxation is theft. Draxler is like De Bruyne. Mark, do you think we can win the league with this current squad, including Mkhitaryan? I do think we can. I don't know what you lot think. I do think we can win the league. I was tweeting somebody today because they were saying Leicester won it last year. We've got Mourinho. We should be winning the league. I don't want that mentality coming in personally. We've had bad 2 years. We've come fifth. We were fifth, playing rubbish football. Mourinho comes in. He win the title in his first 2 years. I don't think we should expect the title in the first year. I think we can win it, but I don't think we should expect it. And I don't think we should be moody or anything or Mourinho out if we come third, because it's a big job. And he didn't get Chelsea winning it in their first year. And that wasn't as much of a job as this. DT United, are you going to do FIFA Predicts next season? Don't know. Loads of new stuff coming up in 2 weeks on the channel, which hopefully you're going to enjoy. So don't know about that. Johan says Barkley would be a great signing. I agree. Pogba and Lingard dabbing together at Old Trafford next season, says Michael. I hope so. 553 viewers. Yeah, we have that. Please do drop us a like. It's always about you. I'm going through the live comments now. Lozano is crap, says Cautious Dick. Sometimes you've got to be less cautious, Dick, and get hard on. H1 up, we should get Herman. I love doing the live comments. Pogba over-commercialised, overpriced. Thoughts, says Jordan's no well. No, I've seen a lot of him at Juventus, and I think international football is poor. It's a poor standard. If you put any international side in the Premier League, they wouldn't win the league. International football is poor, and a lot of the big players struggle in that. You've got a player playing week to week like he has at Juventus or Ronaldo does at Real Madrid. You see the real player, and Pogba is a decent player, and he would be good at United. Mark, did you hear about the Chelsea fan on the Paddy crying about Mourinho, Nicholas Anderson? Deep down, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal fans, they're having a pop, but they are worried because we're getting the business done and we've got a manager who's the best in the world. Good comment here. Dan JL, been with you since you had 1,000 subscribers. The channel goes from strength to strength. It does because of all you lot. Just keep spreading the word, sharing the videos, liking the videos, speaking to your mates about the United stand. That's how we've always grown, and it's all down to you lot. So thanks for that. Pogba will win as the English League and the Europa League. I think it will add to a very good squad. Pogba is another Ramos, says Norris. He could well be, and I think we're right to think that, but they might prove us wrong. PSG are apparently strongly linked with James Rodriguez, Kev McGee, which will free up about £50 million for Real Madrid, which will give them the money to get Pogba. That's what I think is going to happen. William Carvalho, says John Nordstrom. He's Portuguese. Mourinho has said he won't be going Portuguese, so there we go, which is a shame because George Mendes has got a lot of clients who are Portuguese. Kieran Roberts says Mkhitaryan is waiting on a work permit. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I had a quick glance at the Twitter page for Manchester United there. I think unless it's going to happen at 9 o'clock, it's not going to happen. It's pretty late. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it'll happen before Mourinho's press conference tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So maybe tomorrow night or Wednesday. Well, tomorrow is all about, I don't know what you lot are, tell me what you're thinking actually. We'll go to this. Mourinho's press conference tomorrow. What are we expecting from it? I predict that he's going to be he won't be. He's definitely not going to come out with "I'm the special one. I'm bigger than the club." which is great. I think he's enamoured by the club. I think this is the job that he always wanted. I think he's going to take control, but I think Mourinho is going to be here. The club's going to be here, which is what we want. And nobody's bigger than the club, which is what we've wanted since Sir Alex left. I think I don't think he'll give much away about transfers or players leaving, but I think he'll leave us enough to let us know that there are going to be people leaving and people signed. So watch between the lines there. There's not going to be any sensational things. I think he'll talk up the club. He'll talk up his plans, and we'll see what happens. Is there going to be a live stream for the press conference? There will be a video tomorrow as soon as the press conference is open. It's finished. So if you can't watch it, watch us straight after. We'll tell you what happened. If you can watch us and tell us what you think about it. That's what it's all about in the United Stand. Oh my God. OGMXTHX has just said, why not get Williams from Swansea? Did you not watch the live show last night? You barred. Ashley Williams is just... Zlatan tore him apart in a friendly for Wales just before the Euros. Against England, he made the same old mistakes. He's a decent player who wears his heart on his sleeve and fights, and that's what makes him look good. He's not a top 6 defender at all, never will be, and there's a big reason for that. Ashley Williams to Manchester United always reminds me of the comments Alex Ferguson made in his book when Brian Kidd was his assistant manager, and the assistant manager, Brian Kidd, came in and said, what about John Hartson, who was knocking in a few goals at the time for West Ham? So Alex Ferguson said, get out of my office, go and sit down for 10 minutes, then come back and explain to me why you're wrong. And that's exactly what I would say about Ashley Williams. He's just not a Manchester United player. We really need to get back into what Manchester United are all about, which is titles, Champions League challenging, and top quality Manchester United players. That's why Matuidi doesn't do it for me, and Ashley Williams certainly doesn't. Mark, would you sign Will Grigg? Says Mixed Gaming. Yeah, because he could really get in the Northern Ireland team, wouldn't he? It'd be good for the chance, wouldn't he? But I think we can find a better player than that. Shane Walsh, why is full? You've not finished your comment. We should sign Skirtle, slow rubbish and awful first touch. He'd be better than Ashley Williams. Carl Rees says you're unfairly underrating Ashley Williams, Mark. That's your opinion, Carl. Everybody's got an opinion. You know what? That's what the United Stand is. But tell me why I'm wrong, that he's in his 30s and he's never played for a top side and he's consistently the same sort of player he is. Heart on his sleeve, has good games, but he gets found out again. He gets found out, makes mistakes. He's not a Manchester United defender at all. And I would argue that with anybody. But if you think he is, it's never going to happen. So you're not going to see the car crash it would be. Matuidi's going to Juventus, says Steve Nesbitt. Do you think Memphis will leave this season, says Jason Braithwaite? I do think there's going to be a couple of shocks. My concern is Schneider and Herrera. I don't want them to go. But I think there will be a couple of shocks. The most important thing for me is that we do a Fellaini video. You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. We'll all love it. I'm going to go mad, mental if we sell him because it's going to be brilliant. But I'm quite laid back about it because I just think we can't get that lucky. Everything's been great so far. Do you think Rooney leaves? No. Sty Graphics, I don't. We should sign Varane, says Dwarfy15. Pranam is talking about Manolas. Spoke about him a few minutes ago. No update on there. Matuidi doesn't do it for me, Sam7. Everyone's got an opinion. Ashley Williams would be a good backup centre-back. Yeah, he would be for Sunderland. I'm winding you all up, I don't want him. Fellaini, key player next year, says Craig. You've ruined yourself now, Craig, because you said that Fosu Menza comment right at the start of the show. You've ruined yourself with Fellaini. Fellaini out, says Aristocrats. I like that name. That's good. St. Columbo, not Matuidi, please. The special one, the happy one. What's next? The determined one. Manchester United and Mourinho sort of mirror each other, don't they now? Both sort of fallen legends. Not quite fallen, but on their knees. Time to get up together. And I think it's the perfect marriage, as I said a few weeks ago. Mark, what about Andre Gomez? What are your thoughts? How does this 1-5? I don't think it's going to happen. I did a month ago. It changes so quickly, doesn't it? I just don't think it's going to happen. And I don't think he's getting in the Portugal team anymore, is he? But there we go. Fosu Menza equals beast, says Nicholas Anderson. I really hope he could play that defensive midfield position better than Matuidi. That's the whole point. Jack Murphy thinks Pogba's a done deal. Who knows? It could be a done deal because he's in France. He's part of the France squad. They've got a semi-final. That deal could be, let's sort it out when we're out of the Euros, like what happened with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. There's not many players I can think of during the Euros who signed for anybody. If anyone could think of anybody, get commenting. So Pogba could be a done deal, waiting for after the Euros, or he could be dragging his feet, waiting, hoping that Barcelona or Real Madrid are going to find some money, and then he'll go. Yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. Messi Fellaini swap deal. Let's have a quick look if there's. We've hit 9 o'clock, so I'm just wondering if there is anything we can update you on. No, I don't. I really don't think United are going to. There's a comment. There's something here that I want to read out. Oh, right. So Alex from the United Standards tweeted out, state of our fan base, 50% saying no when he's 10 times better than any midfielder we have. And this is based on a tweet that went out from MUFC related. Would you want Matuidi at the club? Quite 75 retweets, 75 likes. It's a 50-50 split. So Alex isn't happy. What's new? He obviously wants Matuidi. We tend to disagree. I should have had him on the show. I would be on the 50% who don't want him, but that's football. It divides opinion. So we'll just have to see. Ewan McGuire, Alex is deluded. He's harmless, Alex, but his comments it certainly adds something to the show. Philo Estefanos, give a shout out to me, Mark. That's done. Big rumours about Matuidi. I'm hoping it's not going to happen. I think we can do better. But if we sign him, we'll give him a chance. He's not horrible. He's not a terrible player, but I just think we'll just have to see. Mix Gaming, Mark, thank you for putting on a great show. Being in the USA, I have no one to talk to about MUFC. I love all your streams and the channel. I think that's the great thing about the United Stand, isn't it? I'll go a bit Cilla Black here. Rest in peace. I'm Peggy Mitchell, EastEnders. The United Stand, that's what it's always been about. It's about bringing fans together, speaking. That's why we have the live comments. It's a massive part of the show. And if you didn't watch the watch-alongs last year, when United are actually playing, we're live and we have the live comments actually up on the screen. You can all talk about the game with each other. So big part of it. Mark, are you good at football, says Sandeep Gaming. There's a video somewhere. I've done in a suit, both feet kick-ups, in a pair of shoes and a suit. So yes, I'm very good at football. I'm probably the best I am the best Manchester United YouTuber of football. That none of them, they play games and all sorts, and none of them ever invite me because I will embarrass them. But I'm probably the best YouTube footballer as well, without being biased. And me, I always tell the truth now. I am a good footballer. I'm just getting on a bit now. What time is the press conference tomorrow, Mark? It's at 11 o'clock. And Philo, somebody else asked this as well. Would I sell Mata? Yes, I would. What would you lot do? I would sign Mata. I really like him. I think he's a stand-up guy. I think he's a model footballer who speaks intelligently. He's well educated, which is a massive, massive opposite to most British footballers. And I think he's a really great bloke. But you know what? He's just not good enough for Manchester United. It's not worked out. And I think even if we hadn't got Mourinho, he might have been going. But I would wish him 100% the best. If there was some way Mourinho could keep him on the bench and he got playing well again, I'd like him to stay. But as Armster says there, love Mata, but bye-bye. And I think that's a lot of what others think. Although some people are really, really still wanting him to happen. But someone was asking about the Manchester derby in China. I don't think they've confirmed the kickoffs for the China games yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Says the man in the orthopedic shoe. That's an old one. You won't get it. I think they're going to be 1 o'clock on the Friday and 1 o'clock on the Monday. We're doing watch-alongs anyway. We'll be live. You can join us for that. It'll be absolutely brilliant. But we will see what happens from that tomorrow. So, yeah. Jose Mourinho press conference tomorrow. Mkhitaryan, we know it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? We don't know. But Matuidi is a no for me. Will Hughes is a no for me. And Lozano is a yes for me. Mata, yes, he's got to go, I'm afraid. And apparently I look like Phil Mitchell. He hasn't got any hair. But yeah, brilliant. Loads of you watching. Please do drop us a like. And I must say this, I keep forgetting to say it, that we're pretty much doing, if it's 8:30 on a weeknight, just have a look on YouTube, or if you follow us on the United Stand, at United Stand MUFC on Twitter, just have a look. Because what I would say at the moment is we're pretty much doing this on the Mark, go on the F2. I don't know what that is. We're pretty much doing this every night at 8:30 because there's Manchester United news every day at the moment. So, and as soon as the Mkhitaryan signs, we'll be doing a video and we will be reacting straight after the Jose Mourinho interview press conference tomorrow. So get involved in that. Thanks everybody for watching. Stuart Marston's just missed it, but at 8:30, Stuart, 8:30 every evening, we're pretty much probably going to be live. Just keep getting involved. Man City is a 12:30 kickoff, Gavino. Top one, mate. I don't know. And one of the things I want to know is when is Sky going to announce the games? Because I want to know whether the Manchester derby is going to be on the telly. And surely it's going to be a Sunday. When do Sky come out and do that? We could go on for ages. Somebody asking about Instagram. We need to sort that out. There's a lot that needs to be sorted out over the next few weeks, but it's just so much good going on with United. It's a great time to be a fan. Somebody's saying we need to get 50,000 subscribers. Be nice. It's only going to happen if you spread the word and tell your mates. That's how we've grown in the past. And you're growing your channel at the end of the day. We won Best New Vlog last year at the Football Blogging Awards. I dedicated it to you. It was your award. We might win something again this year, but just keep spreading the word and getting involved. We love doing it. I think you lot enjoy doing it. And we'll be back tomorrow, definitely at 8:30 tomorrow night. But there will be the video for the press conference around 11:30 tomorrow morning, and I'm running out of there. But thanks, everybody. Nothing without you, everything with you. I'm going to go and watch Band of Brothers. Speak to you later.